13 minutes to 8 o'clock. It is time to get some history, and we do that with History Out There. And Harold Peacock is on the line this morning. Good morning, mate.
Yes, good morning, Damo. How are you today?
Mate, I'm not too bad. Did you recover from the big grand final?
Yes, I am. Now I'm excited to be talking about the Darling Downs yet again.
Yeah, you certainly are. And this is about a man who single-handedly is responsible for millions of the population of Queensland today.
Yeah, that's right. I think a lot of us only need to look into our family history, and I think this man will be there.
Oh, so I'm going to ask. Well, okay, I won't ask because otherwise I'll spoil the story. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
It's over to you, Harold.
Yeah, look, it was in 1866 that a government advertisement appeared in the Brisbane Courier saying that about 60 women recently arrived by the ship Wansfell were at the Brisbane Immigration Depot and open to engagement. Now, they included cooks, laundresses, maids and general servants and could be seen daily and inspected daily upon application to the matron. Now, the advertisement was signed by John McDonnell, the Queensland immigration agent in Brisbane. Now, this was not an unusual advertisement because single women was exactly what the young colony of Queensland needed to grow. See, Queensland had separated from New South Wales in 1859, just 7 years before this advertisement, and McDonnell had advertised such new arrivals hundreds of times. He was placing women across the whole colony. Now, Lieutenant Colonel John McDonnell, he was born in County Cork and Ireland in 1829. He came to Australia and arrived in Queensland in 1860 when he was appointed the immigration agent, and he was responsible for populating the new colony. Now, he did far more than that. McDonnell founded the Dunwich Benevolent Asylum on Stradbroke Island. He was the first commandant of the Queensland Defence Force and was responsible for getting the first big military camp at Westbrook just outside Toowoomba in 1884. Now, the arrival of this one ship Wansfell in 1866 is just one example of his work. You see, by placing single female passengers from this ship alone, around 60,000 Queenslanders today owe their very existence to McDonnell.
Wow.
Because these young women, they did their job. You see, for example, Anne Irwin, now she was just 15 years old when she arrived and got married straight away. She had 8 children. Sarah Ford had 11 children. One of them was a decorated war hero, Bill Lowe from Toowoomba. Eliza Renton, she had 10 children, and one of them was George Ocklefoot, the Brisbane artist who famously won a medal for wood carving at the 1893 World's Fair held in Chicago. And the list goes on. So while McDonnell's work as an immigration agent was responsible for probably millions of Queenslanders today, like you said earlier, his own children also made a mark. Now, one daughter, Florence McDonnell, she married Arthur Pixley, who was captain of the very first Queensland tennis team. Another daughter, Eliza McDonnell, she married William Henry Beauchamp Percy. Now, he was born in his ancestral home at Moyode Castle in Ireland. He was the son of Burton Percy, who was a Justice of the Peace, High Sheriff and Deputy Lieutenant of County Galway. And in fact, he was master of the famous Galway Blazers foxhounds and hosted distinguished guests such as King Edward VII. Now, McDonnell's son was Dr. Aeneas McDonnell, who was chief surgeon of the Toowoomba General Hospital. Now, he is famous for 2 reasons. The first was his role in helping millions of people around the world live and enjoy life. See, one day in 1910, Dr. McDonnell read a longish telegram from Sister Elizabeth Kenny, who was a graduate nurse who he mentored. Sister Kenny was working alone in the bush 100 miles away and needed help in treating 4 children with a condition that she didn't recognise. Dr. McDonnell from Toowoomba scribbled a reply, and he said it was infantile paralysis, no known cure, do the best you can. And she did. She cured them with revolutionary treatment. When Sister Kenny visited Dr. McDonnell back in Toowoomba, he was incredulous and rushed her into the hospital to show her the treatment to him and his team. So as a result, Sister Kenny became world famous for her revolutionary treatment of infantile paralysis. A Hollywood film was even made about her that starred Rosalind Russell as Sister Kenny. Now look, Damo, you'd know that Rosalind Russell, she was a top American actress who was nominated for 4 Academy Awards. She won 5 Golden Globes and 1 Tony Award. Now, the second thing that the Toowoomba Dr. McDonald himself was famous for was when he died. You see, he left £50 every year to his dog, Sandy. That's £1 a week that he was to be paid for the purpose of feeding and caring for his Scotch Terrier dog, as long as the dog lived. And I'm happy to say Sandy enjoyed a long life at a property, Verisdale, near Beaudesert. And Dr. McDonald could think of no better owner to succeed him than Sister Hassel of Beaudesert, who had attended Dr. McDonald himself in his final days. So, Damo, if it wasn't for Lieutenant Colonel John McDonald and his son at the Toowoomba Hospital, we would have millions of less Queenslanders today, and the world would never have heard of Sister Kenny, nor would we have heard of Sandy, the Scotch Terrier dog.
There you go. John McDonald. Now, think about it. We have a mayor in Toowoomba, Jeff McDonald.
There's a very good chance that he's one of those millions of people, or even those 60,000 off that one boat that the Lieutenant Colonel was responsible for.
We might have to pose that question to him. So there you go. History is a wonderful thing, how it weaves in and out of everyone's lives, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. And especially when you find a little Scotch Terrier that's sharing centre stage with Sister Kenny, because Sister Kenny, the treatment she did, she just revolutionary. She saved so many people's lives and gave them a quality of life that they would not have had. She's super famous. And it came through Toowoomba.
The unsung heroes of our past. Mate, a great story. And, of course, we'll be able to read this as of what, tomorrow?
Absolutely. Tomorrow morning, go online to historyouthere.com.
There you go, historyouthere.com. You can read that story and many others. Mate, always good to catch up, and I'll look forward to hearing what the story is next week as well.
Oh, it's a good one too, Damo. You just wait.
All right, looking forward to it. You have a great week, mate.
You do.
There we go. That is Harold Peacock, and historyouthere.com is where you can go to read up all about the Darling Downs and Granite Belt history. We'll take a break, back with more in a moment.